Hi, Ms. Worth's class. This is Ms. Sandwald, and as you are getting back into the swing of your 10th grade research skills project, I'm sorry that I can't help you in person, and so I'm creating this video with some hints for steps 6, 7, and 8 in your assignment. We're actually going to start with number 7, MLA format, so that you have a document shell to continue working for the rest of your assignment. So if you would like to follow along, you can open up a blank document in another tab. I have one open right here. To begin with, you want to add your running head. Running head is just the term that's used for what's going to be at the top of your document on every page. If you double click at the top of your document, you should notice that your cursor is above a gray bar that's called header. You want your running head to be on the right side of your screen though, so if you click on the shortcut for write a line, you can notice that it hops over to the right. You're going to type your last name. I'm going to type mine, you type yours, then a single space, so one space, and then you want to go up to the top of your menu and go to Insert, down to page numbers, and select the first option where it has a little 1 and 2 in the top right corner. Notice that the number 1 is gray. This means that it's a dynamic page number and it will increase every time you go to the next page number. So even though it says your last name 1 now, the next page will say last name 2 and so forth. To get out of the header, just click anywhere beneath it and it should be on like the top line of your document. Now for MLA format, you want your document to be double spaced. So you can either click on the icon for double spacing, there it is right here, or you can go to Format, Line Spacing, Double. Even though you have a running head, you need the header for your actual whole document. So it's going to be your first name, space, and your last name. I put mine, you put yours, so your first name and last name. The next line is going to be your teacher. So in this case, we can put Ms. Worth. Enter. The next line, you want to put the name of your course. So this is English 3-4. And it's going to be whatever period number that you have Ms. Worth with. I don't have her, so I'm just putting a number symbol right now, but you put your period number there. And then enter. And then the last part is going to be the due date. So in this case, your due date is April 30th. In MLA format, though, you put it in date, month, and then year format. So we'll put 30 space April space 2020. The next line is going to be the title for your document. You can put the topic most likely, or whatever Ms. Worth says. So you're going to put something there. I'm just putting title for now as a placeholder. And then enter. And then you're going to be going back to working. Just, you can go back to left align on the left side of your document. Now, Ms. Worth has nicely made up a sample outline for you in the assignment sheet. You can go ahead as a template and highlight the outline, and then you can use Control-C to copy it, and you can use Control-V to paste it in your document. Now you can notice these are different fonts. If you want to change it all to the same font, I can do Control-A to select everything and then change the font so that it all matches. We are going to just leave this for now, and you will have a Works Cited after you have your outline. So for now, you can go to Insert and Break and Page Break, because you always want your Works Cited page to start on a new page. So notice it's continuing with that outline format, and I don't need it, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that. I can hit the central line, and I'm going to type Works Cited enter, and go back to the left side of my paper document. So now this is where I would start pasting the citations that I get for my 3 sources. But we don't know what those citations are. So now on the assignment, actually, the part that we are up to is actually going back to unpacking your sources. Unpacking your sources is where you had listed your 3 different sources and tried to find evidence for them. Notice there was the row for MLA citation, which you were allowed to leave blank before. Now, creating MLA citations these days is a lot easier because you have different tech tools to help you out with it. But there are 2 different ways that you're going to have to get MLA citations, depending on whether you're using a general website news source or whether you are using a library database. So for a general news source that's from just a regular website, you can use a tool such as EasyBib, or I'm going to show you how to use the tool mybib.com. So you can go to mybib.com. I've already created an account, so you might need to click on create a free account. The best way to log in, though, is with your Google account. So just make sure that you sign in with your school Google account. You can use this not only for this project, but if you have future projects where you need to create citations. So we're going to go ahead and create a citation. And the easiest way is if you can paste the URL from the website that you were using. If you've already bookmarked that URL, then that's great. If you need to find it again, just remember that when we were going on the assignment sheet, most of you probably got it from this controversial issue selection here and here. So when I was working with a sample, I got it from this list of prompts. I was using do memes make the internet a better place? So I clicked on that first link. If you recall, the first time you clicked on this, though, this was just an extra long version of the prompt. So the actual news article was somewhere linked within it. So this was the actual article that I wanted to use, the role of memes in teen culture. And so this is what I want to create an MLA citation for. So you can go up to the top where you have the web address and highlight it all. And I will hit Control C in order to copy it. Go back to MyBib and Control V to paste it, and then I will search. Notice that it found a hit for it, which is really nice and easy. So it should for most of your news articles. You can just click on what it found, and it's showing you all of the different fields of information that you normally need to create an MLA citation. You can glance it over to make sure that it got filled in properly. Notice I have the author filled in well, the title of the article looks good, the date published looks good, the URL looks good. It doesn't have date accessed or viewed, so I'll fill that in. Just click on today. It has the name of the news source already filled in. So it all looks great. If you need to make any corrections, you can. I'm going to click on Save. If I were creating a very long works cited, I could create more citations. In this case, I only have one general website. So I'm going to go ahead and copy the citation for it. Over here on the right-hand side, notice there are those 3 dots. You can click on it. I'm going to just select Copy Bibliography Entry. That copy bibliography entry can either go on your Unpacking Your Sources page here. You can go ahead and go back to your document shell that you've set up, and under Works Cited, you can go ahead and paste the citation that you just created. We will need to fix it up a little bit more still, but it's pretty good for right now. This was for, again, a general news source from a website. Next, we need to go to our database sources. So if you need to get back to your database source, remember log in for off-campus access with your @guhsd.net account. If you have any trouble logging in to the databases, please do not hesitate to email me for help. So let's just find an article. This is the article that I was using. Click on this cite button right here, and then go down to MLA, highlight it, Control-C to copy, go back to my document shell, paste it in. You notice how it's a different font, first of all. One way that you can change that is to actually paste it as plain text. Also, if I'm going back to paste it anyway, remember your works cited needs to be in alphabetical order. So Donovan should go before Fink. So I'm going to just undo that paste, and I'm going to paste it again above Fink, except this time I'm going to use Control-Shift-V to paste it in plain text. The only thing that it's missing, though, is MIT Technology Review should be in italics because it's the name of the journal. So when I pasted it as plain text, it took out all of the formatting, including those italics. So the only thing I need to do to fix it is to highlight it and then make it italics. So I can find my other database. I'm going to pretend I'm using this one. A second way you can find the MLA citation is if you are looking at the article itself. All of the databases will have some kind of tool, like for instance here, that little piece of paper is the cite tool. Same thing, go down, copy and paste, Control-C to copy, go back to the document, and this time the name is McNeil. So it goes after Fink. I'm going to use Control-Shift-V to paste it. In this case, Phi Kappa Phi Forum should be in italics. And the automated name, the capitalization was a little bit off, so I'm going to fix it so that it has proper capitalization. Now it looks much better. The thing that I need to do for my works cited, though, is that it's missing the hanging indent. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight all of my sources and use the ruler. To create a hanging indent, you first need to move your cursor so that it's over the upside down triangle. You're going to move just the upside down triangle, and it's going to drag the little rectangle that's above it to 0.5 inches and let go. Notice that it moved everything over to 0.5. Now I'm going to move my little cursor so that it's just over the rectangle only, and I'm going to drag that part back to 0.0. Now you'll notice we have a hanging indent where the first line of each citation is all the way on the left and every subsequent line is indented by ½ inch. So we have the three sources. They are in alphabetical order. So the D, the F, the M, make sure yours are in alphabetical order. You also want to make sure that you still have all of your publications in italics. So that is pretty much it for how you get your MLA citations and create your works cited. You will now need to go back and you're going to be filling out your outline. Now, when you have your outline and you are going to be creating, putting in evidence that supports your position, you will need to know which source your evidence came from, and you will be adding in-text citations, so parenthetical citations, for which source it came from. Let's pretend that your first body evidence A came from the source Donovan. I am going to be going back to the top here, and if I had a quote, I want to put that it came from the source Donovan. Now, if you were working with a book, it would be the last name, space, and a page number. But since we are dealing with all web-based resources, you can just have the last name only. Just make sure that you have the source in parentheses. Now let's make an example of, let's pretend that your evidence B came from the source McNeil. Then you would go up here and put McNeil. So every place where you have a piece of evidence, make sure that you have an in-text citation, a parenthetical citation that matches the source that you got it from your works cited below. And then at the end, if you do need to make everything double spaced, again, Control A, you can select it all. You can go down to Format, Line Spacing, Double, and you will have everything double spaced. So let's do one quick run through to double check your document. At the very top, you should have your last name, space, and page number. That's a running head. You can double check each page should have it with the next number showing up properly. At the very top of your document, you should have your first name, your last name, Ms. Worth, the name of your class, and the due date in date, month, year format. You should have your title, the topic for your project, centered. And then you should be going into your outline. Your outline should continue with numbers and letters and indentation. Each of your pieces of evidence should be included with a parenthetical citation that matches your works cited. Your works cited should start on the next page after your outline. It should have works cited at the top. It should have 3 sources. One of them, which is a general news website resource, and 2 that are from an online database. Your sources should all be listed in alphabetical order. You should have a hanging indent where the first line is all the way to the left and each next line is indented 1/2 inch. Even though we are far apart, please know that we are here to help you.